So bless me, welcome on one of the quickest rising guys, one of the hottest names this past summer in 2022. He's now a top 75 player. Braden Huff, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Pretty good. Well, you're back on the court now. You're playing. You guys are now 9-0. Obviously, it's a hot start out there. How are you feeling about the season so far?
It's just been good. Obviously excited about the start, but we feel
Mhm.
we've got more work to do. So yeah.
You're now an upperclassman now. You're in your junior year, and you clearly took the game to another level. I know this past COVID time, everyone took a different what they want to improve on. One of the big things for you was adding weight. You're up 25 pounds now. Take us through how you've seen that benefit you now in the season.
I think just with all that I've putting on that weight, I've been able to add like a physical aspect of my game that's really helped me. I think last year as a sophomore, a lot of teams would bump me and be physical with me, and that was kind of the game plan. But gaining that weight for sure has let me kind of play bigger in the post, facilitate from the post, and just kind of better overall my game, and it's really helped me improve, which has been awesome.
Take us through that offseason. To add 25 pounds isn't the easiest thing. What was your routine? How were you able to manage to put that much weight on you?
Yeah, I think with COVID, at the beginning of the at the beginning of quarantine when everything was shut down, I met with a trainer over Zoom and just tried to work as much as we could, just with just daily go and lift, just really focus on that part of my game. Just because I think we realized once we got back on the court how helpful it would be to add all the weight, all that weight on for me, and I just think it's helped my game this winter.
Not only have you been growing size-wise and all, but you've also grown height-wise now too. You're also, I believe, now 6'10". How does that extra height help kind of benefit you now as a player too?
Yeah, I think being 6'10", but also I feel like I can handle the ball pretty well. So I think
Mhm.
having that ability has helped me a lot. Just the fact that I can take a smaller defender in the post, and I feel like I can facilitate from there or score from there. And then also, if they've got a bigger, slower guy on me, I feel like I can take them out on the perimeter and create my own from there. So I think it's really helped my game just being 6'10" overall, which has been really nice.
That is a thing we're seeing more and more as, and that's not necessarily a big man, but it's more like modern day big, if you want to say, where you're not necessarily a point guard per se, but you can bring the ball up, you can facilitate a lot like a Nikola Jokic, Karl Anthony Towns, a lot of those guys can do now. How have you evolved in that aspect? How have you learned to be able to be confident, bring the ball up, be able to set up the offense? How have you kind of got that confidence in you now?
I think my dad's kind of growing up always harped on the idea that you never know when you're going to stop growing. So I
Mhm.
think it's always important to develop those guard skills, and I've kind of he's really worked on helping me develop those skills from a young age. So I think just repetition ever since I was young, just focusing on those skills, and then I think I had a 5-inch growth spurt from freshman to sophomore year, something like that,
Mhm.
and then and then obviously putting on the weight on too has helped my game. Just I can feel like I can play on the inside, outside. But yeah, for sure, just focusing on those skills from a young age has helped my game.
What are some of the players you look up to, rather as kind of like model your game after, or kind of take pieces from? Like, who are some of those guys you like watching?
My favorite player in the NBA right now is Kevin Durant. I think
Mhm.
just I mean, ever even though he made some decisions where he went to the Warriors, and some fans aren't too big or too happy with that and stuff like that. But I just think what he does on the court is unreal. I think being a 7 footer and being like a true guard pretty much
Mhm.
is crazy. And then I also like guys, an awesome player, just how he's not the most athletic guy, obviously not necessarily the biggest mouth, but he's just got the some amazing skill. I really like to focus on that part of my game, just the skill aspect of everything, and I think that's really important because if you develop that skill, it can take you a lot of places in the sport.
Who's the player you compare yourself to? If someone was asking, like, who's the guy you think you play a lot like that you kind of resemble, who would kind of be your comparison?
My comparison, I don't even. I'm trying to think of someone similar. I mean, I for sure think I've just got I don't know if I have a specific player in mind. I think
Mhm.
I think there's a lot of players who, especially with the way the game has evolved,
Mhm.
are similar, and I feel like I take bits and pieces away from everybody a little bit. But I think off the top of my head, I can't really think of anybody. But I think just the way the game has changed, I feel like I've kind of watched that and kind of taken bits and pieces from a little bit of everybody's game.
Illinois is a really rich area of basketball. We know it's loaded every single year out there. And a lot of people have been talking about you now. You're a guy that everyone says you don't really have a ceiling. You're a very special kind of player. So where would you say your ceiling is? Where do you think you can grow into? What type of player long term? Like, what's the future of Braden Huff look like?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I wanna keep developing my game on off the court. I feel like I can continue stronger, but also on the court, I think there's a lot of things I can still work on. Just working on. I feel like I can work on creating my own shot, getting a spots better. I think also athleticism. I feel like I can get better at that. But I feel like I just got to keep working. And honestly, I'm not sure what the ceiling is, but I know if I continue putting the work, I'll get to where I want to be at the end of the day. So yeah.
I would say though, you are in Illinois, and that's a place that is low with talent. Every class has a special talents, and it's also a rich history, one of the meccas of basketball. What's it just like playing basketball up there?
Yeah, I mean, playing basketball here, you always gotta come ready because I mean, like you said, the talent here is the real deal.
Mhm.
Every time you step on the court, somebody's trying to they're just going out to kill. So you gotta come ready, and if you don't come ready, you're gonna get beat. It's as simple as that. But yeah, it's growing up here. It's been a lot of fun. I mean, just getting to know some of the talent. Also playing against that talent. It's been awesome, and I really think it's helped me improve my game to what it is today.
Two and roughly a half years now in your career, who'd you say is your favorite guy to go up against, or who kind of challenged you the most, you enjoyed playing against the most so far in your high school career in
Yeah.
Illinois?
Yeah. The best one of my favorite players to play against, I'd say, that we've played against so far. Obviously, we played against last year. We played against Jaden, who's on the Wolves AU team, and he's the real deal. I mean, just the way he creates his own shot, can shoot the ball. I mean, he's a real deal. So that was a fun game last year, playing them. And I mean, yeah, just I think our conference is just all those games are, or all the teams just don't really like each other in the conference. So I think all those games are important and great games just because we all just want to go out and beat each other, and we all just don't like each other very much.
Well, let's get into the season. I said now you guys moved to 9-0 after last night's win. Take us through the season so far, though. How you guys think you're performing? Kind of what's your thoughts on the early parts of the season so far?
Yeah, so I think obviously we're really excited with the start. 9-0. It's been pretty fun. Our group of guys are really tight, and we're having a fun time winning. Our conference this year has done a thing where we can only play conference games, so we're not necessarily playing like all these top teams that we really want to play to really challenge ourselves. But we're for sure making the most of it and having a good time winning. So it's been a fun season. Just good to get on the court with these guys.
Is there one guy, if you just said you obviously can't play out of conference games for this year, but was there someone in the state that you really were looking forward to playing, or you kind of hoped you could possibly get a game against?
Yeah. I mean, just all those top teams. I really think we wanted to play just to see where we're at in the state.
Mhm.
I mean, I feel like our team personally could compete with anybody in the state. Um, Glenbrook South, my guy Cooper Nord, he's on their team. They're a top team in the state, and I've wanted to play them pretty bad there. They've got a really good team over there, and yeah, he's been talking a little bit, so it would be great to play them, but obviously we can't. So maybe next year, that'd be cool.
You have a lot of good guys on your team too, but one guy specifically is Caden. Kind of discuss playing with him and how you guys bonded has grown now as you guys have been playing together.
Yeah, I mean, Kate and I, we've been playing with each other since fifth grade,
Hmm.
and separately. I think the chemistry is there, and he in his own right is a really good player. So yeah, just it's nice to play with him. I think he complements my game really well, and he makes things a lot easier on the court when you got a guy of that caliber playing beside you. So yeah.
Did you guys intend to team up in high school to just kind of come together and just happen to happen?
We grew up in the we've always grown up in the same area, so we were always kind of lived in the area where we were going to go to the same high school, so it just kind of ended up like that, and I'm pretty glad it did.
No doubt. Well, as I said, you're a little bit into the season now. You guys obviously still have a lot more to games to play this year. What's the goal though? What do you guys think you guys can accomplish and get done this year?
I think the goal this year for us personally is just to win conference and go undefeated. I think also we just want to kind of prove ourselves with every game, just that we just show that we're one of the top teams in state and really prove our worth. I think last year we started off pretty good, but we kind of struggled sophomore year. So I think this year we just wanted to really give it our all and hopefully win conference and complete an undefeated season in order to kind of show that we're a different team and we can really compete with the top teams in the state.
You just have one more year left of high school. I know for a lot of guys heading into the senior year, especially guys a top ranked guy like yourself, a lot of them have interest though in possibly going to a big prep school, a national schedule, or some kind of form like that. Is that something you ever have considered or will think about potentially?
Um, I see myself staying at Glenbard West. I think what we have is pretty special, especially considering we haven't the school hasn't done a ton basketball aspect of things. So I think there's a lot we can do and a lot of history that we can make at the school. So I think just that is pretty cool, and I think I see myself staying there for my senior year.
That is a rare thing to spend your high school career at one school. It's not something a lot of guys like to do, or a lot of guys, like I said, top guys like transferring around, going to bigger schools or playing national schedule. What would it mean to you to be able to stay a 4-year career at a high school?
I think it'd be pretty awesome. I mean, these are all the guys I've grown up playing with. So I mean, I love the guys to death. So I think it would just be awesome to play a 4-year high school career with them and just complete that and hopefully do something special here in Illinois with them. So
As for your senior year, what do you want to accomplish in there? Because obviously, hopefully, COVID's gone, so you guys can play the normal games, normal schedule, normal season. What do you think you guys can accomplish in your senior year, and what would you want to get done your senior year personally as well?
yeah, I think the big goal for our team especially is to be the first Glenmore West team to make it down to state and hopefully win state. Honestly, I think that's been the big goal for us. I also think that we want to take care of business in conference, win conference, and then I think we're gonna try and load up our out of conference schedule too. So I think just those games will be important, seeing where we stack up. And I want to win those games as well. Personally, as a player, I want to hopefully be all state, be up for Mr. Basketball in Illinois. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, honestly, just as a team, winning state and making state would be an awesome experience for us. So I think that's the big goal.
We talked a little about AAU, but obviously it's right around the corner too. A few months out from that now, and this past year we know it was not the normal AAU season. It was just kind of like you said, showcase stuff and whatnot. Going to Illinois Wolves again though, so kind of discuss that decision and how excited you are to go run with them.
Yeah. So last year I decided I wanted to play for Illinois Wolves, and it kind of changed my whole outlook and my recruiting and everything. So I mean, even with no season really, it kind of changed everything for me, which has been crazy. I couldn't even imagine it. But yeah, this season I think a chance to finally play on the circuit and against and real tournaments is gonna be an awesome experience for me. Just seeing like where I stack up against national competition. I think traveling around, getting to play against some of these best guys is gonna be big. It's gonna be a challenge, but I think I'm ready for it. I think we can really surprise some people, our team, and really take care of business on the circuit. So
Just mention one of the crazy things about you because we know COVID, there was not many games, there wasn't visiting colleges and coaches and all that stuff. And you're one of the few guys. There were some guys that just blew up out of almost like nowhere. A lot of guys like yourself came into the quarantine time COVID season with not many offers, not being well known. Now you fast forward to today and you have quite a few offers we're going to get into in a second. Your top 75 ranked player. What's this all been like? What was this past summer like, all just blowing up while being in a pandemic?
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. I mean, like you said, I kind of was unknown, and then just seeing that ranking was pretty cool. I mean, obviously now I try not to pay attention to it as like it's just a number, but seeing it the first time was a pretty cool experience. Obviously I think I've got more work that I can do. But yeah, just blowing up and finally getting on and getting that first offer was pretty exciting for me. It was a cool experience.
Let's hop into that recruiting process. So, like you said, you get that first offer. What was your reaction? How'd you learn about that offer?
Yeah, so the first offer was Creighton, I believe.
Mhm.
And so it was like the first day that coaches could call. And I was on the way to basketball training, and they just called me, and I picked up and talked for a little bit, and then they told me they decided to offer. So my dad was in the car. I just kind of gave him a look, and yeah, it was a pretty cool experience. Especially because I don't think I was expecting an offer that day.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was getting it was pretty cool, and just telling my parents for the first time was awesome.
That's not just any offer. I mean, anytime any kid gets any kind of offer, it's obviously huge. It's great. It's a Division One or any kind of offer is great. But this is a
Mhm.
high major. This is the top ranked team that's been in the tournament for countless years now. It's a great coach, Coach McDermott, and that's your first offer. Were you shocked that was someone of that big of a school that was your first offer, or just how was it knowing that you got Crane for your very first one?
Yeah, I mean that was pretty awesome. Having a school of that caliber. I mean, obviously they're a great team, great school. But yeah, just being on the phone with them and talking to them, and then finally getting that offer was an awesome experience. I don't, like I said, I wasn't even expecting really an offer that day from even like a low mid major, but yeah, so getting that offer was crazy. It was a crazy experience for me.
Let's go into Korean a little bit more. As I said, a great program, Coach McDermott and that coaching staff. Have you just talked to them much, and what's your relationship like with them?
Yeah, I've talked to them a good amount. They're really I really like their coaching staff. They obviously what they've built at Creighton is a great team. Their success this year has been awesome. But yeah, just I've gotten pretty close to the coaches, and I really like what they built down there, and it's a really good school.
When you're talking to them, where do they see you fitting in? Like, what's the kind of play style they want you doing? Where do they see you kind of fitting into their playbook and their system?
Yeah, they see me as somebody, like I said, somebody that can post up for them, but also handle the ball. They play a fast-paced game, so I think just running out in transition, whether I just get a rebound and go or run the lane, I think just they see me fit in one of those roles, and um, they had a Zoom with me where they showed me some film and kind of compared my play style to it, and I really see my play style fitting in well with their system.
When you look at the whole landscape of Blue Bloods historical schools, Crane may not be up there, but they just put together a very, very, very special 2021 recruiting class with a ton of top ranked guys: Ty Washington, Mason Miller, Ryan Nemhard, John Christophilus. When you see a program put together that stacked of a class, does that make them more appealing to you? Does that, or where does that kind of stand with you?
Yeah, I mean, um, obviously they're building something special this year, and then the recruiting class coming in next year is going to be they're going to be a problem for sure in the Big East. So yeah, I mean, it definitely makes them more appealing because I mean, I want to when I go to college, I want to compete for a national championship. I think what they're building really gives them an opportunity to do that. So for sure, for sure.
Another one is Northwestern, and they're also building something special. They had a hot start and they slowed down. They're starting to look a little bit better right now. But overall, it's a really young program. They're still having a lot of underclassmen. Most of these guys, if not all, will be returning next year. So, what do they think about Northwestern?
Yeah, I mean, last year we went out to a game, I think, and they were all freshmen
Hmm.
competing with some really good Big Ten teams. So, I mean, obviously there's going to be learning experiences and kind of bumps along the road, but they're still a really young teams that I think can compete and be a problem in the Big Ten for years to come. Obviously, the academic part of that school too is a big part of that. But yeah, they're gonna be an issue in the Big Ten. I think once they grow and learn, and yeah, they've got a pretty good team.
You still do have some time, but it is going to be your decision time probably will happen within the next year or so now until you announce your commitment. So when it does come time for that and you start narrowing down your school and trying to find that one, the right one for you, what's on your checklist? What do you want to see in a college? What must they have? Just what are you looking for a school to know that that's the right fit for you?
Yeah, I think in a school, first, good academic school that's gonna challenge me academically, and then on the basketball court, I just want a team that's gonna be able to compete in their conference and hopefully compete for a national championship. Got to be a right fit for my play style. I don't want to play for a team that's necessarily going to be a different fit for me. But I think if I'm able to find a team that fits and is going to compete in their conference for a national championship, that'd be pretty cool and really good experience for me overall.
In terms of a coach, I know that's also something that is going to be a huge part of the decision. What's kind of the dream coach? If you could put together like their characteristics they have, their play style, their game plan, maybe a faith base, like what do you want to coach? What would make up your dream coach?
Yeah, I think a coach is just going to push me and a coach that'll get on me to really best out of me.
Mhm.
I think I want to coach just if he challenges me. I think I'll react to that well. I think if he's able to do that, he'll get the best out of me, and I'll really improve overall as a player, which will be huge for me. So that's kind of what I want in a coach.
Another school I want to get into, Virginia Tech. They're having another incredible season for themselves, and they've also built something I think is super underrated, but they're a really special team as well. So, what do you like about that team?
Yeah, I think Virginia Tech is building something really special.
Mhm.
I think they're a pretty underrated team this year. I think a lot of people are kind of overlooking them, but I mean they've had a really good season in the ACC too, which is pretty impressive. And then yeah, I think what they're building down there is really something special, and they're gonna have a really good team for years to come.
Without a doubt. Now, another school is that you've already taken this visit to the school before prior to the shutdown and all, and that's Wisconsin, always a Big Ten contender. What do you like about them?
Yeah, I mean, just the way they develop bigs, like I mean
Mhm.
Frank Kaminsky, Ethan Happ, just guys like that, is really appealing. Just obviously they've got a great team again this year. A lot of older guys, but yeah, just I think the way they develop their players is something awesome and something I look for in a school, which is really cool.
They're not the only ones that do this, but some programs obviously like to develop guys. And as a freshman, you might come in and play off the bench and then eventually take over a starting job. Is that an okay fit for you? Or do you want to come in day one and become a starter and play a lot? Or what are you kind of looking for in terms of playing time in your freshman year?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, regardless, you gotta kind of work for that playing time. So
Mhm.
I feel like no matter where I go, I just gotta do my best to get minutes freshman year and kind of just find my role and accept my role. But yeah, I mean, anywhere that's just gonna kind of help me develop, and hopefully freshman year I'll see some minutes and kind of gain that experience so I can improve in later years to better myself as a basketball player.
Those are some of the offers you have right now, but who else have you been talking to? Who else is showing interest in you? Who else are you kind of having pretty frequent dialogue and showing the most interest right now?
Yeah, I've talked to a good amount of Big Ten schools,
Mhm.
Purdue, Indiana. Let's see who else. Villanova's reached out a couple times. Um, hmm, let's see. Illinois contacted. But yeah, just a good amount of like Big Ten schools around this area, kind of.
Mhm.
Which has been honestly like a dream come true. Like just like I said, freshman year, kind of unknown, and I just would have never expected it. But I think the work I've put in has really paid off and kind of allowed me to reach that goal of going to college at a high program like some of these schools.
Now you obviously can't predict what's going to happen, but out of all the schools, which one do you think might give you an offer the quickest, or who do you think is going to be the next offer?
Yeah, right now I'm not completely sure. I
Hmm.
think we'll kind of see that towards AAU season when
Hmm.
that picks up. I think I just gotta try and get on the court against some high level competition where the coaches can see. I think then I'll start to see that and kind of understand that. But right now, I'm not completely sure what that's looking like necessarily.
In terms of recruitment, as I said, obviously you'll probably make a decision sometime within around the next year or so. Is there a certain time? Do you want to be committed before the season starts, during the summer, after the season of next year? Like, is there any kind of timeline you might have for this?
I think it'll for sure be during the year. I'm not sure when, but want to have the right staff, the team, then I'll have a better idea of where I kind of want to go.
As you said, hopefully these visits get going. That's a big thing for all guys. What are some schools you want to take visits to? Obviously, I can imagine schools you have offers to right now, but what's some of the schools you plan on wanting to take visits to once you're able to?
Yeah, I think just I'll probably visit a lot of schools kind of in the Midwest, just this area, just to kind of even just see the campuses and understand that stuff. But hopefully I can just visit as many schools as possible, see what the right fit is, and make my decision based on that.
I know there's another big appeal for a lot of guys, and that is the potential of teaming up with someone. You mentioned a couple of different guys in Illinois, and are there anyone that you've talked to that you could see yourself possibly team up with at the college level, or you've even talked to possibly about that?
Right now, I haven't talked to anybody about that. I think I think right now I'm kind of just focused on my decision and hopefully figuring out where I want to go. And then once I figure out that hopefully I'll be able to get a couple guys with me in the recruiting class. But yeah, I think right now I'm focused on my decision, and then after that I can hopefully help recruit a little bit.
In Illinois, you're looking at the 2022 guys. If you could put together a roster of your maybe five, six, seven, eight, nine guys, who's on the Illinois roster right now?
Myself, I'll put AJ Casey. He's obviously a monster. I put Jaden. Then I'd probably put Jalen Quinn from down south, and then the last one I'll put my guy Caden in there. I'll put him in there. Yeah, so that'll probably be. And then the bench, of course, I'd put a couple other guys in there too. But yeah, it's just that those are just some of the guys.
Absolutely, man. Well, a few more things I was like wrapping up with is discussing a legacy, and that's something I think all guys want to build for themselves. So when you do step away from the game someday, what do you ultimately want to be remembered for what you achieved both on and off the court?
Yeah, I think on the court, I just want to be known as a good teammate who wanted to win and really had that drive and passion to win,
Mm-hmm.
um, just night in night out. And then off the court, I just kind of want to be known as a hard worker, but just a good overall guy who gets along with pretty much everybody, and just yeah, that's basically it. Just gets along with everybody and known as an overall good guy.
Absolutely, man. My final thing for you, give fans and everyone else in the country your three biggest goals you have set for the remainder of your high school career.
Yeah, so for the remainder of my high school career, I probably want to be first team All State. I want to be win Mr. Basketball in Illinois, hopefully, and then last one, hopefully win a state championship senior year for Glenbard West. Those are probably my three goals.
Absolutely, man. Well, I definitely appreciate you taking time to come on today, and I look forward to seeing what guy got next for you, man.
All right, thank you for having me.
Of course, you're always welcome on, man. God bless.